Ready on the right, ready on the left, ready. Shoot it, fire.
This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine. How do you challenge kids to learn firearm safety, but simultaneously encourage a little pride in marksmanship? I went out to the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association summer camp and got a real eyeful. This shoot-off is no ordinary competition. Plus, we took the heads off a few fish, and we learned search and rescue tips starting right from the beginning with a 9-week-old puppy named Early. The Maine Youth Fishing Game Association holds 4 summer camps each summer, 2 for 12 to 15-year-olds and 2 for younger kids. Last year, I saw what the younger kids were doing. This summer, I'm checking in on the older kids. And today's show has a co-host who I will introduce in a moment. Follow me. We're going to Milford, out the county road, over the Stud Mill Road, about 3 miles past Sunkhaze Meadows National Wildlife Refuge, to a glacial tarn called Pickerel Pond. Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is brought to you by Hammond Lumber, Doors Equipment, Bar Harbor Whale Watch, Napa Auto Parts, EBS, and a Supercuts location near you. First, my co-host.
This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine.
Andy Koch is 11 years old. He's from Milford, and he's attended summer camp for the last 5 or so years. A couple of winters ago, he was my co-host for an ice fishing day for kids out at Pickerel Pond. Today, he's back. Because if you want to know what's so exciting about summer camp for kids, ask a kid. Better yet, have a kid ask a kid. Plus, for the last few years, Andy's mother, Vanessa, was the summer camp director, so everybody knows Andy.
Andy! Hello, peoples. Hi, Andy. High fives for everyone.
But I'm skipping ahead a few minutes because when Andy and I arrive, there's nobody around. The entire camp is on a morning hike. No kids. So we corner Adam Reagan. He's president of the youth board, which the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association has. The prime reason the association exists is to get kids off the Game Boy and back out in the woods. But another reason is to encourage young adults to become leaders. And that's what Adam is.
Hello, and this is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine, and here we are interviewing a camper, Adam Reagan.
How are you?
Good. Adam, what is the youth group?
The youth board is a group of about 14 of us, ages 12 to 16. And we come out here and we do a lot of volunteer work. We put on winter camp. We are CITs the next 2 younger kid weeks. We have a lot of fun. We're basically the camp director's right-hand men and women.
Interesting.
So a youth group would be able to design things that youth would like. I mean, what do adults know?
Right. Right. We're here because we are kids. We are campers. So we kind of have that extra little insight into what everybody else wants to do.
So is there any part of the program today that you put together as the youth board?
No, not today. Jesse's done a great job of kind of keeping it secret because it's our last year of being campers. But the next 2 weeks we have a lot of fun stuff in store for the younger kids. Lots of fishing, probably going to teach them how to do some wood burning. A lot of fun stuff.
Now, winter camp was all your idea.
Yes, yeah. Winter camp was so much fun. The youth board did a great job putting it on. We had a ton of people come and really say that they really enjoyed it. We hope to have it again. Hope to have it again next year.
All right, well, should we go over and talk to some of the kids?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe we should.
Because they're all yelling for you. They must know you.
Yeah, I believe they do know me.
So the kids have just arrived from their morning hike. The older kids get to do something the younger kids don't, sleep overnight. All these kids tented out last night. They were up early, fed early, and hiked early, and now they're just getting back in camp. In front of us, rows of tents, and in front of the tents, volunteers are standing by for the next lesson. In this case, it's the Maine Association of Search and Rescue. We're about to teach the kids how to avoid becoming lost, but first, we'll teach them how we will rescue them if they do get lost. Leslie Howe will walk us through it.
So we're going to start from the beginning. And what you're looking at is this is the beginning right here. This is a 9-week-old puppy.
Aww.
And her name is Early. And she's a Dutch Shepherd. So I'm going to give you guys Some of you guys just a little treat, and if she comes up to you, you just feed her a little tiny bit. This is called the socialization stage, where we train these dogs to love people. So right now, she is just interested in your food. She thinks you're great because you have food. Now, if she comes to you, she doesn't want any and it's good that she wants to willingly come up to you and mingle with you. Anybody else want some? There you go. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll give that to you. Pass it around.
Could be a fat dog by the end of this.
If she doesn't want to take any, she's probably getting a little full. So right now with this is socialization, and every day she's getting bolder and bolder and bolder. Every day for her right now is a party. And we go and do something new every single day. She meets new people, she experiences new things, but I keep it very controlled and very happy. We will start doing things, and we might even start, we'll see how we do when we get back. I might take her out and show you how we start a puppy runaway. And again, it's just getting puppies to go into the woods by themselves and to look for the people that have run into the woods.
What a combination. Kids and a puppy. Everybody gets a little tidbit, and the puppy makes the rounds of every child getting food and love.
Hey, Early, come up here. You haven't seen these guys up this way. Come all the way down here. There you go. Share the love.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
You think you can get my dog like that?
Can I get your dog? That's a great question. When I came into Maine Search and Rescue Dog, I brought my dog. And my dog had amazing hunt ability, but what I didn't realize she was lacking because she was a pet dog. She was lacking some of the very important drives that these dogs need to have to find people. These dogs have to have an unbelievable bond with us. They have to have an extremely high hunt drive, and with a very strong hunt drive and the bond with me. Yes, you did. You might get mugged by a puppy. So with a strong hunt drive and the bond with me, when she will learn to find somebody, she knows she has to get back to me as fast as possible. Well, my first dog didn't have that, had great hunt, so she would go out and hunt and find and continue to hunt and find and never would come back and tell me about things. So we had to wash that dog. These dogs that I learned after being there a while, we go to breeders who specially breed in search and rescue type dogs. So whether it's a black lab, golden retriever, Dutch Shepherd, which this one is, Malinois, they have specially tweaked the breed for that kind of a job. Oh, she knows where the food is.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Are you the one?
I'm untrainable.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the club. Yeah. And I'm only 11.
We only accept dogs until they're 2 years old. And the younger, the better. The most important thing this dog's going to learn this first year is exactly what we're doing, is sociability and then obedience.
I'd like to give
because puppies, they're crazy, and they're crazy for a while, and so she just learns she has to be obedient. She's going to be a very high drive, high energy dog.
It's like 11-year-old kids.
Something like that? Yeah.
So this is socialization. The puppy is a Dutch Shepherd, and someday, after about 3 years of training, she'll be a search and rescue dog. Right now, she's being put back in her kennel, and Leslie Howe is now going to get her current dog. Meanwhile, what is it about the hike the kids just finished?
Yeah, we do this morning hike every day, and we went on a hikes, and we went so far, but then we heard that they were bringing the dogs out early, so we came back.
What did you learn from this little hike of yours? Did you learn anything, or did you just enjoy it?
We just go on hikes and trying to enjoy the nature and all that.
So they didn't teach you anything out there?
No, we just walk.
Oh, these counselors. What are you going to do? What did anyone see out there that was really cool that they weren't expecting? Anything? Poop?
Poop, yeah.
Okay.
What kind?
We don't know, it's just poop laying on the ground.
You can't tell your poop apart yet? Oh, come on. If it's pinched off at the end, it's coyote or fox, right?
It was kind of just...
It was soft and like mushy.
I mean, you can tell bear and, well, you can tell moose and deer poop, can't you?
Yeah, they're like little pellets.
How many people can't tell deer poop when they see it? So far in today's program, we've learned that you can get a puppy to love people by letting everybody feed them treats. And we've learned that kids don't know poop. Maybe there should be an app for that, a crap app. Up next, we'll meet a working rescue dog, go rescue some kids, and then head off to the shooting range for a little competition among these 12 to 15-year-olds. Still later, we'll take your heads off some fish. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Welcome back to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Today's show is coming to you from the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association Summer Camp. My sidekick for today's show is Andy Koch, an 11-year-old from Milford who has attended camp for years and knows as much about all this as anybody. Right now, all of the kids are lined up, sitting on the ground, learning about search and rescue from Leslie Howe and her trained dog, Erin. The story isn't just about cute dogs. This is also about what kids should do if they find themselves lost.
This is Aaron. Some of you met him last year. He's a 7-year-old Dutch Shepherd. He's actually technically her uncle. He is live find, air scent, and HR, which is human remains certified dog. You probably saw in the newspaper a couple weeks ago there was a woman in Greenville who was lost. Yeah, we were up on that for 2 days. We're on call. I get the call, and I'm in the car within 15-20 minutes, and I'm on my way. I go all over the place. I go all the way down to the New Hampshire border, and I can go all the way up to the Canadian border. I live over by Machias, so I travel all over the place. We teach an indication, so let's say it's dark and it's raining and the wind is howling and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm trudging along and I'm tired. I don't see him a lot because he's so high energy. He is everywhere and any place. He can be behind me, out front of me. I have a GPS. I have a GPS collar on him. That's the only way I know where he is. He has a bell, but in high wind, I lose the bell. I can't hear him. I don't know where he's gone. So the GPS has it so I can keep an eye on him. And when it's cold, I'm wet, I'm tired, what he will do is he'll come back to me and he'll hit me as hard as he possibly can and bark. And then he turns and runs in the direction that the person is. So then I have to go after the dog. He will wait for me, he'll go to the victim, he'll come back, he'll hit me again, and he will ping pong back and forth to the victim. Can be half a dozen times depending on how far away he is. Can't miss it. You know, it's not like he's going to look at it from around a tree and give me a hard stare and say I found him. Now he's going to whack me hard. So I would not miss it at all. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
How did you train him to love the Frisbee so much?
Oh, it wasn't hard. It's like that puppy there. You know, you just saw it. I just kind of went like this, waggled it to her as I walked, and she's like, Again, the breed has been bred to want to play. They want to play with sticks and Frisbee, and he'll retrieve all day long. I'll throw the ball. I could do that absolutely all day long. And the Frisbee is a toy that I gave him that he only gets when we do this kind of stuff. We don't do this at home. So this is like, oh, I love the Frisbee. So when I do search work, he's so excited to find the person, come back and get his Frisbee. So that he taught himself to play. I didn't have to. Any other questions?
So this is your third dog. Every dog has its own distinct personality. So how is this one different than the last two?
This is my absolute favorite dog because he's so independent. He doesn't need me. I had a German Shepherd female that with her breeding, she was very good, but she was a shepherding dog, which means she worried about me half the time. So she wouldn't want to leave me. She'd go, and if I'd stop, she'd look around a tree and say, "Are you coming? I'm worried about you." So that drove me crazy because every time I stopped, she stopped, and she'd stay close to me, so I'd have to make my grids close. So he says, "Don't worry, you can stay in the car. I'll go out and find him. Don't worry." And he goes out. It goes all over the place, and he comes back and checks with me, but then he takes off and goes again.
At this point, the exercise begins. 2 kids are selected from the 60 in front of us, and they get to go hide behind the lodge over in the bushes by the pond. Aaron will be sent on a search mission, and if he succeeds, Aaron will get to do the thing he loves most in the world, play with his Frisbee. While we've got a moment, I'll turn the mic over to my co-host, Andy Koch, so we can check in with a couple of campers.
What was it like after the overnight, and how was it sleeping in a tent?
It was fun, but we went to bed really late, and everybody was, really loud, so we couldn't go to sleep.
Were you supposed to go to sleep early, or were you misbehaving, or what?
Well, Jesse kind of walked around telling us to shut off our lights and go to bed.
But you didn't?
No. Nobody did.
So
Last year, the group of people that I slept with, they brought potato chips.
Oh, yeah, we brought Doritos.
yeah, but you're not allowed to bring video games or anything like that, so what did you do?
We just sat there, talked, pretty much.
No ghost stories or anything like that?
No, Luke, one of the counselors here, told stories by the fire, but not scary stories.
Yeah, Luke always has the best stories.
Yeah.
Now, did you bring your own tents and sleeping bags, or did they provide them?
My friend brought a tent, and we slept in her tent, and then I brought my sleeping bag.
So what was the hardest part about staying outdoors? Anything?
Probably sleeping on the ground. It was
Yeah.
kind of hard.
Was this your first time?
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
So Tiffany spills the beans. Kids on a campout stay up late, chatting and snacking longer than they're supposed to. Boy, I bet that's never happened before. Let's get back on schedule. What are we doing now, Andy?
Well, at the moment, Bob, we are following a dog who is going to find some campers. I mean, the game is called Find a Kid. 2 campers were picked, and they had to go and hide somewhere out in the willy wags. The dog is trying to go and find them because it is a search and rescue dog. Hope this isn't poison. Hope none of this is poison ivy. Oh, if you hear that barking, that is because the dog most likely found the kid.
So far, Andy knows everybody, and I don't know anybody. But then, all of a sudden, I realize I'm walking toward the search and rescue dog excitement next to Emily Dunlap. Emily's the daughter of Maine Secretary of State Matt Dunlap and Michelle Dunphy, Old Town's legislator in the Maine House of Representatives. Matt was one of the original drivers behind the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association.
Well, look who's here.
Surprise.
Yeah, really.
What's your favorite part about camp so far this week?
It's hard to say what my favorite part of camp is, but it's always good to be out here because not a lot of people get this opportunity, and well, you get so much more out of this than what you get out from say just shooting or just archery. You get all of that here, so that's what I really like about camp so far.
So your father is Secretary of State Matt Dunlap. Did he make you do this, or did you want to do it?
It's kind of both. But yeah, not only my dad's the last founding father of Maine Youth Fish and Game on the adult board, but it's kind of inspired me to keep the tradition going. So just because my dad's a big political figure doesn't mean he's just a political figure. He's very active with the outdoors, and I'm kind of inspired to do that too. So
Yeah, really, the political figure thing he does is really on the side. This is the part he likes.
yeah. yeah.
So, did they find... Well, we're all walking back this way, so I guess we...
Yes, we did. So, Bob, we have a pretty good batch of campers this year. Some of them we know, some of them we don't know. Some of them are probably brand new, and some of them this might be their last year, and they've been doing it their entire lives.
But more importantly, this filled up. This is all sold out. Anyone who wanted to get in late didn't. Because was it this popular when you started coming here?
Not particularly.
No,
Once
it's...
the word spread around, it spread fast. word of mouth is a very popular way on how to spread rumors and stuff. But this isn't exactly a rumor. It's all too real.
So now the search and rescue dog is just getting love from everybody.
Shall we interview the dog?
I don't think the dog's going to say much, but we can.
What is your name?
My name is Reagan Glidden.
And where are you from?
I'm Greenfield, but I go to school in Milford.
What? What?
Have you ever been lost?
I haven't.
What did you learn from today about if you do get lost?
To stay in one spot until they find me.
Have you made any new friends at camp, or have you just mostly been hanging out with friends that you've met a while ago?
Yeah, I made a new friend.
And who is that?
Alexa.
Hi, Alexa.
Hi. What do you like most about camp?
Fishing. Kayaking, canoeing.
Pretty much everything.
So what one thing was the most fun thing you've done that you've never done before?
I went on this rope thing,
The ropes course?
catwalk thing.
Oh, you did the ropes course yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to the university.
Tell us about that.
Well, it was fun. I was scared at first, and I wasn't going to go on it, and then I decided to go on it because I knew if I didn't, I would regret it, and I definitely would have if I didn't.
So was it scary once you got up there?
Yes.
It was a little bit, but then I just did it, and it was
You
fun.
can ask her.
She was shaking.
But you do it again.
Yes,
Would you do it for $1 million?
of course.
Why not?
Do it for a quarter?
Yeah.
A quarter's a quarter. Think about it. One whole gumball for yourself. No one else. That can be your gumball.
Yep.
All right, second most important or favorite thing you did so far, besides the rope course, what else was really, really better than you expected?
I like the overnight because this is my first
that
time
was
doing the
fun.
overnight.
Ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
Missed out.
I know I had a great time last night, and I was tired, but
Yeah.
Probably my favorite thing.
We woke
That's-
up really early and woke everyone else up.
Yeah, they woke me up at 6:30.
This morning?
Yes.
Ooh, for breakfast or what?
No,
No,
they
breakfast.
just woke
They
me
just
up.
woke you up to chat.
yeah.
All right, enough of the chit-chat. Let's go shoot some stuff. We're heading towards the range next where 13 kids are about to enter a shooting competition. And along the way, a big dose of firearm safety. It's summer camp at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association. Let this be a lesson to all kids. Put away the electronics and get outdoors. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Saturday mornings at 9, Sunday mornings at 8. We're at summer camp with about 60 kids aged 12 to 15 at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association out on Pickerel Pond east of Milford. Beside me is my co-host and sidekick today, 11-year-old Andy Koch. In front of me, 13 kids, 4 .22 caliber rifles, 4 targets, 1 instructor, you might know him, Frank Roy, and his 2 assistants.
So are you folks ready for the competition? We all here? Okay. Today's the competition, right? Okay. You're not going to be shooting the same .22 rifle you were shooting Tuesday, right? Okay. So you're going to get one shot at this upper right-hand target. So that'll determine where that rifle is shooting, not where you're shooting, because you guys are all going to shoot wherever the rifle shoots. Okay. Then you're going to have 3 shots. You're going to have 3 shots at this one to get your group practice. 3 shots to this one, more practice. Your last 3 shots are going to be down here. That's going to be the final competition. And where it's going to be judged is the best group closest to the center. One person moving on from this group. Now, is there a winner and a loser? No. Okay. Yeah, somebody's going to be moving on. But every one of you shot real well Tuesday. Every one of you is going to hit the target. Let's have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the line.
Safety measures are obvious. Ear and eye protection, a cradle keeping the weapon pointed down range, and the instructors holding all the ammo.
Okay, Josh and James, give them each 1 round. Just put it in their block. Okay, shooters. Maintain a good prone shooting position.
The comfortable position is also a safe position. The kids shoot from a table with a firearm kept pointed downrange by the cradle.
Now, with you two guys, whenever you think they're comfortable, when they're all adjusted, one thing or other, ready on the right, you thumbs up. Ready on the left, thumbs up. All I need to know, then I'm going to say fire. They put their safety ahead and squeeze off. Just that simple.
2 instructors with Frank Roy watch the kids closely. They're watching to make sure safeties are on and rounds are loaded properly every time. Nothing happens until they say ready.
Ready on the right?
Ready. Oh.
Ready on the left?
Ready.
Shooters, load 1 round. Shooters, fire. Top right target. Clear your weapon, safety on. Clear on the right.
Clear.
Clear on the left.
Clear.
Let's go down range and see where we hit the target.
Firearm secured, we go down range and look at the 4 targets. 3 of the shooters are showing pretty good results. One of them is just glad this was a practice round.
Not bad. Not bad. You know what the best thing part about this one right here is?
Yeah.
There is a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
Okay. Now your next 3 shots are going to be in the top left-hand target. So if you think you need to adjust any, go ahead. Up or down. Yeah. Okay, back on line.
There are 4 targets in each target. These next shots are aimed at the upper left-hand one. 3 rounds with an emphasis on grouping them in the center. But this is also another chance to make sure the rifle is actually sighted in properly.
Shooters, maintain a good prone shooting position. Good supported shooting position. Ready on the right?
Ready.
Ready on the left?
Ready.
Shooters, load 1 round. Shooters, you will be shooting 3 rounds. Load at your own discretion. Ready on the right?
Ready.
Ready on the left?
Ready.
Shooters, fire. Shooters, clear your weapons, put them on safe. Clear on the right.
Clear.
Clear on the left.
Clear.
Let's go down range and see where we put holes in the target.
As we approach the targets, it's clear the shooter on the right is experienced. All 3 rounds are bunched close together, and they're all an inch low. The rifle is shooting low.
Nice group, but needs to be a bit higher.
We'll skip the 3rd round of practice, which will give me just enough time to see if our sponsors can hit the target, and we'll skip to the 4th round in a moment to see who wins. Then we'll head for the pond and take the heads off a few trout. It's summer camp at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association on Pickerel Pond out the Stud Mill Road east of Milford. Stand by. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. As we headed into the break, we were coming up on the scoring round of a shooting competition at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association summer camp for kids aged 12 to 15. 3 rounds directed at the lower right target will determine the winner. We'll know in minutes. Watching over all this is Frank Roy.
Every time I see you, Bob, I think of that weekend we spent at Nicotowis.
Yep.
You and your brother and wife were in the cabin.
Yeah.
My wife and I were in the lodge.
Man.
Yeah. That's back when we had snow.
Oh, yeah. And it was a cold night.
We're shooting at the lower right target now. Are we ready on the right?
Ready.
Ready on the left?
Ready.
Shooters, load 1 round.
This one is for all the marbles, or some of the marbles. The winner of this round goes on to face the winner of other rounds. But the real lesson here is firearm safety.
Shooters, fire.
Two more rounds apiece, and let's see what happened.
Weapons clear and unsafe. Clear on the right. Clear on the left.
Clear.
Go down range. Take your pencil, put your name on your target, and bring it back.
What happened to
Okay, let me see the target. See who we got out of this group.
Ooh, boy, it's going to be tough.
We got some measuring here.
Man, oh, man.
What do you call yourself? You the senior counselor for the group?
Yeah.
Come forward, please.
That's going to be hard to judge. Those are all good groupings.
The best group closest to the center.
Between these three?
Between these three. The best group, obviously, is that one.
Yeah, I'm going to this one.
I am too, but I want verification.
Yeah.
That is the group winner.
Ethan.
Ethan is the group winner for this group.
How are you feeling at this moment?
Well, I'm pretty excited. I just got best out of my group for shooting. Got the best group closest to the bullseye, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, what do you think the secret was succeeding like that?
Well, I shoot a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my dad,
Yeah,
we
that might
shoot.
explain it.
Yeah.
Have you had more accurate rifles?
Yeah. I shoot a 30-06, and that's what I hunt with, and I like the scope a little better, but
Yeah, if there was a scope on these, that would be pretty much cheating.
yeah.
And if you're using your 30-06, it would probably leave a hole the size of a volcanic crater in the target.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they're making you go through a lot of safety out there. You've got guys watching over your shoulders. You can't even put a round in the rifle until it's actually cradled there, pointing downrange. And so they're really making you be very safe. Have you noticed that?
Yes. They do a very good job of keeping us safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive. You can't even put a round in until it's pointed downrange and nowhere else.
Exactly.
I like it better with the ear protection. But believe me, I've heard louder.
Now, you've shot out here before.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So was your particular rifle reasonably accurate, or do you think it was the challenge?
Well, it was shooting a little bit to the left. I had to pull it back a little bit and lift it up just a little bit. So.
But once you get the hang of that, you really grouped them pretty good right near the target. So have you actually competed before like you did today?
Yeah, I did last year.
Did you win?
No.
No?
I got like 4th.
4th out of 4, the final round? But you won your round last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Every kid at summer camp gets a chance to compete as this day rolls along. But we'll leave the shooting range and head for the pond. This is all about getting kids off the couch, off the electronic games, and outdoors. We're at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association, and my co-host is 11-year-old Andy Koch of Milford, a longtime veteran of summer camp. Fish fear him.
What do you like about fishing?
I just like the fun when I go out in the boat and I just reel in some fish. I like the ones that put up like big fights, and they're really entertaining.
And what do you like about fishing?
Really just catching big fish and gutting. I love cutting the fish open.
So you don't really care what fish you catch, so long as it's big and...
I catch the fish. If it's big enough to keep, I just snap his neck and keep it.
So what's your favorite fish out here?
I like trout.
Trout, yeah.
Trout, yeah.
Catch anything else?
I caught a horn pout. That's the first fish I caught here.
What about pickerel? Hence the name Pickerel Pond on the sign, like right over there.
Yeah, I've never caught a pickerel here.
It was actually my first fish.
Really?
Really. Bob, what was your first fish?
Well, I started catching shiners to use as bait for other fish pretty early. So, yeah, we used to bait the hook with bread. Anybody ever do that?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did it when I was my grandparents can't.
Yeah,
That's what I used
I'd
to
say
do.
yellow perch is what I started catching when I was your age.
Have you ever heard the story of Big Bob?
Yes. Yes.
The brook trout that has somewhat been in this pond for a very long time. No one knows if he is alive or dead. Everyone knows that he is or was one heck of a fish.
So how'd you hear the story? Same way?
I just heard people talking about Big Bob, and I asked one of the counselors who it is, and then they said, "Oh, go ask Brooke, who was a counselor," and she showed me pictures of a giant trout that they were stalking.
How big was it? Any idea how many pounds they estimate?
At least 2 feet. So I've
2
heard.
feet?
So I've heard.
Trout. Yeah, I don't think it's in there anymore.
Well, one of my friends was out there, and one day he caught a fish. He had it just about to get in the boat, but his pole completely snapped.
I remember that.
Oh, I remember that from last year also. Hello, Ken and Bean. And where are you from?
I'm from Hudson, Maine. It's right outside of Bangor.
Nice. I see here in your left hand that you have one heck of a fish.
Yes, I do.
You gonna get that and clean it and cook it tonight?
Oh, yes.
Salt, pepper, and maybe a bit of lemon? Yeah, but Jesse says there isn't any lemon to cook with.
So how'd you catch him?
Well, I was sitting in my canoe with my friend, and I just brought it down. His name's Cameron, and I just brought it down all the way to the bottom. Because I remember from my first counselor when I first came to this camp, he said bring it all the way to the bottom till the line curls, and then reel it up maybe 5, maybe 6 times. And then I did that, and then after like 5 minutes, I felt a couple of bites, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's just a current. And then I lifted up my rod, and there was fish on, so I reeled it up and caught this bad boy.
And are you going to give it a name for dinner? Always a dinner fish? Or something like that?
Name's Bob.
Bob? You gotta call it Bob?
We call it Bob, Big Bob's friend.
That is pretty big, but I think Big Bob goes up to about here.
So is it the biggest one you've ever caught?
Yes.
Yes, wow.
Have you ever caught any other fish?
Actually, I caught one yesterday, and I caught one with my grandpa out in the lake in Push-Out Lake.
Nice.
It's summer camp at Maine Youth Fish and Game Association. 11-year-old Andy Koch is my co-host, and together, we're about to corner the new summer camp director. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Welcome back to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Today's show is taking place at summer camp. We're at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association on Pickerel Pond east of Milford. Andy Koch is my co-host this morning. He's an 11-year-old veteran of this camp. Andy knows all the ins and outs, especially since his mother, Vanessa, used to be camp director. But we've got a new director this summer, and we've managed to corner him in the kitchen, and I'm handing the mic over to Andy.
First things first, would you like to tell whoever the heck's listening your name?
My name is Jesse K. Sheese. I'm the Maine Youth Fish and Game Summer Camp Director. We've got a great week going right now. We're in day 4. We're going into our second overnight and getting ready for the barbecue on Friday for Family Day.
Whoever the heck is listening, did you catch that? He's onto this show.
Honestly, because it really doesn't matter who's listening as long as you just want to listen to a talk show.
No, it does matter who's listening. Thank you.
It really does.
So Jesse, you replaced his mom. How's that going?
It's going wonderful. We have a great group of kids this year. We've had some great weather. We got a nice little downpour as we were setting up tents yesterday, which I found actually quite rewarding, getting our kids to work together for teamwork and kind of persevering through something difficult. So it was really nice.
Yeah.
We got a great day today, and we got some beautiful weather coming on tonight and tomorrow.
Yep, and it's good for kids to learn right now that 90% of the time, for the rest of their lives, they set up a tent, it's going to be raining.
Yep, either that or just look at the sky and wait.
Yeah. So now that you're actually running things, does it make a difference in how you view this whole project?
Nope, it's my biggest motivation since I started working here about 5 years ago is just doing what's best for kids. Getting kids outside, doing canoeing, kayaking, fishing, doing that firearm safety and search and rescue skills, but just more importantly, getting outside and connecting with nature. That's huge.
How long have you been assistant director?
I started as a counselor back in, I think, 2010, and I did that for a couple of years, and then I took an assistant director position at Camp Laughing Loon, where I went to summer camp as a kid, and worked under a great director named Debbie Harriman. She was my first grade teacher, so it was really nice to get that experience. And going from that, I was assistant director here last year, and then moved to the director position this year.
Have you gotten to gut any fish yet?
Actually, this year I make all of our kids gut their own fish. You got to catch your own fish, gut your own fish, and cook your own fish if you want to eat it.
So you call that the Jesse rule?
That's the fisherman's rule.
Yeah, okay.
If you want it, you gotta do it yourself. I like that.
Now that you're director, is there something that you look forward to bringing to the program in the future?
The biggest thing that I brought this year that I implemented right away was a field trip to the University of Maine. Getting these kids connected to not only outdoors but also post-secondary education. I've been at the University of Maine for the last decade. I did my undergraduate work there. I did a minor in outdoor education. I did my master's work there, which I just completed this May, and I'm going to be lecturing there in the fall. So getting those kids on campus yesterday was awesome. We did a rock climb and a ropes course. We did a UMaine tour. We went to the Aquaculture Research Center and saw how that worked. So it's been a great addition this year and something that I hope to implement in the future as well.
This is actually a life-changing experience for a lot of kids because we talked to some girls earlier who were really terrified about the ropes course, and then they did it. Now they're super pumped and they're full of confidence. It just completely changed their view of what they can accomplish.
Yep.
And they said they'd do it for a gumball.
It was great, and I've seen that in multiple different age groups, in males and females, but pushing them outside of their comfort zone has been huge, and the University of Maine provides that for my kids and my campers here, and that's something that I definitely want to tap into in the future, for sure.
So, Andy, you've been here many years in the past. Yeah. You look around. Is anything different since you're not attending camp this year? And if so, why?
Well, from the first couple times I've come here, this whole extension was not here.
True.
And I like how they've added the other extension. It makes it look much bigger, much more homelier, nicer, more room.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the development that we've had in the last 5 years that I've been here has been absolutely outstanding, providing a great place for kids to get outside and really cherish the wilderness around us has been huge. And the support that we get from the local community is great. All the grants that we're getting is outstanding. So I only see this place progressing, and really the potential is limitless.
Well, at this point, you're just selling out real fast. I mean, these programs close almost as soon as they open.
Yeah, our first week this week that we're in right now closed in 72 hours. Our second week closed within a week, and our third week was the longest one that closed about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard that it used to be all the younger kids that went first. True or false?
That definitely occurred, but it's much better for my counselors having that older and overnight week first, so that we can have that break in 4th of July, really regroup, and then go into the littles the last 2 weeks and hammer it home.
Now, you've obviously had experience with this program before. You've added some things. Did you subtract anything? Look back at what had been done in the past and say, that didn't really work all that well. We can not do that again.
I guess the biggest thing is getting the kids on the pond more. It's really a big thing getting out here and fishing and providing them with the time necessary to limit out, and the limit here at Pickerel Pond is 2 trout per day. And the last couple of years I was here, our kids weren't limiting out every day, and we've been able to do that this year. So getting them the time necessary for them to have fun, enjoy the outdoors, but also come here for Maine Youth Fishing Game. Fish is right in our our logo. So getting them time on the pond has been really huge, and that was a main motivation for me making the schedule this year, is making sure they have the time to do that.
Yeah, especially since this is stocked by Maine Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Department. Yeah. There's a lot of trout out there.
There is. And we got plenty of bait for them.
Now, do kids have to dig their own worms?
Nope, we buy them for them, but some kids actually put out a bait trap last night looking for shiners. No luck yet, but we'll try again tonight.
I remember last year, me and a couple other people were over at that dock, and we found some fishing line caught tied in a tree. And there was a guy in a kayak who was paddling by, and he was very nice, and he grabbed the branch, and because it was a dead tree, it snapped off easily. So when the other guys went to go and do whatever they were doing, have snack, I did all the untangling. They left me.
Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up, Andy, because
how much line normally gets caught in the trees around here?
Yeah.
0.
Cut it out.
My campers are great fishermen. All they do is put their line in the water and catch fish.
That's very good.
It's not true.
Is that true?
It's dead serious.
It is a serious question, though. Is part of the training for new anglers what to do with discarded tackle, with line that gets caught, maybe monofilament in the water where it could tangle a loon or that sort of thing?
Yeah, so we have our 101 days on Monday. We do boating 101, fishing 101, archery 101, and firearms 101. And during our fishing 101, kids learn how to tie a hook on a line, bait their hook, cast it, catch a fish, reel in a fish, gut a fish, clean it, and cook it. So knowing all those steps and those processes that take through, and our kids have a great knowledge of what fishing what it takes to be a fisherman out here. So if they do have questions, they come and ask us. But they're problem solvers. They're able to make all these decisions and really keep this place as pristine as possible.
So when they cook the fish, are they following somebody else's recipe or are they on their own?
Oh, classic camping. Just tinfoil, salt, pepper, butter.
Lemon.
Not this year. Not this year. But we did have a nice little treat last night. Riley does his fish cheeks, his famous fish cheeks. So that's always a good
Oh, yeah. And his fish eyes.
That's right.
I remember Riley from winter camp.
Yep.
Have there been any boat sinks this year? Because there was 1 or 2 last year.
Not on purpose, but for fun. You better believe it. It's a good skill to learn.
They're all good skills to learn, as so many kids get caught up in the world of smartphones, electronic games, and 300 channels of cable TV. In Eastern Maine, we're lucky. We've got the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association teaching kids about the outdoors. Find them at maineyouthfishandgame.org. Find us every Saturday morning at 9 and Sunday morning at 8, and archived online at 929theticket.com. Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is brought to you by Hammond Lumber, Doors Equipment, Bar Harbor Whale Watch, Napa Auto Parts, EBS, and a Supercuts location near you. This is Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.